Funding provided by Fareway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fareway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fairway.com. And by
Musco Lighting is honored to support Iowa PBS. We're an Iowa company that lights local schools, community fields, and stadiums, arenas, and venues in more than 125 countries. While our reach is global, our commitment is local.
With our Iowa roots and Midwestern values, Farmers Mutual Hail is committed to offering innovative farm insurance for America's farmers, just as we have for 6 generations. Farmers Mutual Hail, America's crop insurance company.
It's a beautiful fall afternoon, and here's a look at Coralville, Iowa, just outside of Extreme Arena, where the 5A and 4A champions have been crowned, and we're ready to move to Class 3A, where we have a great matchup as Humboldt and Davenport Assumption, 33-6 overall. The number 5 seed with a huge upset yesterday against Davenport Assumption, the number 2 seed. I'm Eric Braley, and Beth West joining me. Why should viewers be excited for this one, Beth?
This has been a historic season for Humboldt. They're seeking their first state title, but they're going up against a tough Davenport Assumption team who brings experience, they bring depth. So I'm expecting a good match between these two teams.
Let's introduce you to these two squads and a little bit more about them. Humboldt, this is relatively new to them, just their second trip to state, but they have been dominant all year long. They have only lost 9 sets the entire year, first season to be ranked start to finish, and some individual players have had some memorable milestones this season.
Especially Addie Waldorf, the setter, over 1,000 assists. She's going to be dishing it out to her team.
That's a look at Humboldt, and they're up against Davenport Assumption, 27-7 overall. They're used to coming here. 12th trip to state, 8th consecutive, and they have a lot of upperclassmen that are leading the charge.
Senior Ella Deer leading the kills, blocks, aces. She's tough.
As we are about ready to go for some exciting volleyball, live look inside Extreme Arena, as there are 5 champions that will be crowned today, the final day of high school volleyball here in the state of Iowa. A lot of pink in the arena as Davenport Assumption and Humboldt Wildcats. We also will have a special Hall of Fame induction coming up here as well, as you see some of the champions celebrating just next to the court. As the
Since 1998, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union has honored the state's greatest prep volleyball players with induction into the Iowa High School Volleyball Hall of Fame. Tonight, we honor the 27th class of inductees. Presenting Hall of Fame awards is the Executive Director of the IGHSAU, Aaron Gerlich, along with Volleyball Administrator Ben Van Wyk. Our first Hall of Famer is one of the most dynamic volleyball players to ever wear the Urbandale blue and red. From the moment she stepped onto the court as a freshman, she displayed rare talent and determination. Across 4 seasons, she became one of the most complete players in Iowa high school volleyball, finishing her career with 1,493 kills, 1,426 digs, and 221 blocks, along with a remarkable serving percentage of 92.7%. In 2013, her senior year, she led the Jayhawks to the Class 5A state semifinals, earning elite all-state honors and being named the Class 5A Player of the Year. She averaged an impressive 4.38 kills and 3.2 digs per set, while hitting .338, making 95% of her serves. At the state tournament, she elevated her play even further, averaging more than 6 kills per set and earning all-tournament team recognition. Her excellence was consistent throughout her career. As a junior in 2012, she was a first-team All-State selection, helping Urbandale reach the state tournament. As a sophomore, she earned third-team All-State honors, and as a freshman, she made an immediate impact, averaging 2 kills per set. After high school, she continued her career at Drake University, where she became one of the top players in the Missouri Valley Conference. She was a first-team All-MVC and Scholar Athlete selection in 2017, capping a career in which she recorded 1,435 career kills and 1,523 career digs, ranking 3rd all-time in kills and 6th in digs at Drake. She now works in software sales and actively competes in fitness competitions. She resides in Austin, Texas, with her golden retriever, Finnegan. Welcome to the IGHSAU Volleyball Hall of Fame from Urbandale High School, Kyla Endersky. Accepting on Kyla's behalf is her high school coach, Liz Bethke. Our next inductee becomes the newest member of the Hall of Fame from the storied Dubuque-Wahlert volleyball program. She joined the Golden Eagles varsity lineup as a freshman and immediately made her presence known. By her sophomore year, she ranked among the state's top offensive players, averaging nearly 5 kills per set with a hitting percentage over 300. As a junior, she earned first-team All-State honors and again led her team deep into postseason play. Her all-around game, attacking, digging, and serving continued to set her apart from the others. Her senior season was her most memorable. Averaging nearly 7 kills per set, she ranked 2nd in the state while leading her team to the Class 4A state championship, sweeping all 3 opponents. She was named the overall state player of the year, the captain of the all-tournament team, and an elite all-state selection while being named the Iowa State Player of the Year. At the state tournament, she averaged more than 8 kills per set and finished her career with 1,749 kills and 703 career digs. Her success continued at the next level at UCLA. Competing for one of the nation's top programs, she became a 5-year starter and became one of the most decorated players in school history, where she is the only Bruin to lead the team in kills 4 seasons. She earned all Pac-12 first-team honors 4 times, was a 3-time All-American, earning consensus first-team All-American honors her senior season, and was twice named Pac-12 Player of the Year. She ranks 3rd all-time in both kills and aces and set her program's record for most games played. She also competed on UCLA's beach volleyball team, playing on back-to-back national championship teams her freshman and sophomore seasons. Her volleyball career continues today as she's been playing professional volleyball overseas, playing in Italy, Poland, and currently Japan. She also spends summers between seasons coaching youth clinics and camps. Tonight, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union proudly welcomes into its Volleyball Hall of Fame Mackenzie May of Dubuque-Wahlert Catholic. Accepting on Mackenzie's behalf today are her parents, Crystal and Bob. Tonight's final inductee was a vital part of the first dynasty that Dyke High School put together under legendary coach Barb Baker. She was a member of the Bobcat team that won 4 straight Class 1A state championships. She was one of the first players to develop a jump serve, and it was more than effective, it was deadly. As a senior, she was named the Class 1A Player of the Year and the All-Class Co-State Player of the Year in 1988. Her powerful swing produced a .448 hitting percentage her senior year, and her impact was felt well beyond the state tournament, where she was named to the all-tournament teams in both 1987 and 1988. Also, as a junior, she was a starter in the forward court on Dyke's 6-player basketball team that won the 1988 state crown that was featured in Sports Illustrated. After graduation, she continued her volleyball journey just up the road at the University of Northern Iowa, playing from 1989 through 1992. There, she made her mark on the Panther record books, becoming UNI's all-time leader in ace serves with 321, and still owns the top 3 single-season records in that category. She earned 2nd team All-Missouri Valley Conference honors in 1992 and was an honorable mention All-Gateway Conference pick in 1991. After finishing her collegiate career, she and her husband Kevin moved to Utah. She began her own food safety consulting business. She and her husband have a son and daughter, both in college, and still stays active in the Salt Lake City area. Let's welcome her home. One of the trailblazers from the Dyke High School volleyball dynasty, Hall of Famer Dawn Meester Zampman. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the 2025 IGHSAU Volleyball Hall of Fame Class of 2025. From Urbandale, Kyla Endersky. From Dubuque Waller Catholic, Mackenzie May. And from Dyke, Don Meester. Congratulations.
Fans, let's bring our teams on the floor. Humboldt fans, give it up for your Cats. Assumption Catholic fans, let's hear it for your Knights! Fans, it's now time to introduce the players and coaches in today's 3A matchup for this championship title. First of all, let's meet the Humboldt Wildcats. Here are your non-starters. Number 1, Gracie Johnson. Number 2, Landry Lash. Number 11, Salem Bonstetter. Number 12, Tessa Peterson. Number 15, Jersey Wempen. Number 16, Elise Olson. Number 17, Braylee Engstrom. Number 19, Callie Olson. And number 22, Ava Fisher. Your assistant coaches, Cassie Harklaw, Carly Thompson, Kathy Beach, Jamie Flaherty, and Allison Engstrom. And now here's your starting lineup. For the Humboldt Wildcats, a 5'10 senior, number 7, Olivia Goodell. A 6'1 sophomore, number 8, Adeline Goodell. A 5'11 sophomore, number 9, Addie Waldorf. 5'8 sophomore, number 10, Jazzy Dodd. A 5'10 senior, number 13, Mia Schluter. And a 5'7 senior, number 18, Kendall Works. Your libero is a 5'3 senior, number 5, Claire Dielman. Head coach for the Wildcats, Kara Waldorf. Now let's meet the players and coaches from Assumption Catholic. Here are your non-starters. Number 2, Eva Stryker. Number 4, Emmy Burkhart. Number 5, Miley Duvall. Number 6, Ruby Stevens. Number 7, Camden Cornish. Number 9, Bella Moeller. Number 12, Adeline Curo. And number 18, Natalie DePorter. Your assistant coaches, Liesel Fowler, Maria Sakalaris, and Kelly Kelly. And now here's your starters for the Assumption Catholic Knights. A 6' senior, number 1, Carson Kelly. 5'8" senior number 3, Delilah Graves. 6'3" senior number 10, Ella Durer. 6'1" senior number 11, Erin Robbins. A 5'11" senior number 15, Catherine Snyder. A 5'11" sophomore number 17, Belle Cotton. Your libero is a 5'5" sophomore number 8, Piper Hodge. Head coach for the Assumption Catholic Knights, Greg Cotton. Now fans, let me introduce to you our officials for this 3A championship match as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Your first referee, Kent Kasur. Second referee, Bob Fessler. Your line judges, Ted Mosier and Mark Royer. All right, who's ready to win a state championship?
The stage is set. The energy is high. As we get ready for this Class 3A matchup between Davenport Assumption and the Humboldt Wildcats. So much on the line as these two teams have been battle tested all season long. Beth, let's take a look at our keys to this match.
For Humboldt, they're going to be tough to defend if they can spread the offense. Number 8, Goodell is great in the middle, but they also want to distribute the ball to a variety of hitters. And they want to carry over the energy from their semifinal 5-set win over number 1 Western Christian to this championship match. Continue that momentum. And for Davenport Assumption, they bring size and power in their front line, so they would love to own the net and control it. And the Knights are looking to use their experience from last year's state appearance to focus and finish the mission today so that they can take home a championship title.
She's Beth West, a former Iowa girl, all-conference performer in the Missouri Valley Conference, as she'll be providing her analyst as a Division I player. And we'll try our best to explain this game of volleyball. It's one of the best sports on planet Earth to you. As we're aware, some of you PBS lovers might not understand all the intricacies of this sport, but it is just entertaining with so much on the line for these student athletes. Humboldt, they'll be in the royal blue and gold tops, and Davenport Assumption, they're in the scarlet, red, black, and white. Representing the Mississippi Athletic Conference is Davenport Assumption, and representing the North Central Conference are the Humboldt Wildcats. We have an all-star officiating crew as all of these officials get rated all year long to get to this stage as well. The 5A championship has been crowned, the 4A champion as well, and now it's time for Class 3A. Davenport Assumption serving first, and Humboldt mishits it into the net, and the Knights score first.
Those first serve, first point nerves, a little bit of miscommunication, but Humboldt's going to settle down.
Here's Piper Hodge. She's a 5'5" sophomore libero for Davenport Assumption. She has 32 aces on the year serving. Humboldt able to hit it over. Smart decision to send it over without setting it. That's the sophomore setter, Addie Waldorf. She has 82 kills on the year. What a heads-up play.
Waldorf in the front row, so she's able to take it over. Pushes it right on two.
Another quick hitting play going to the middle.
Great size, 6'3" in the middle for number 10. Ella Durer pushing it, using that vision to find an opening.
Durer, very effective when she hits the ball. A 460 attack percentage. Well, we haven't seen a long rally. It's kind of bump, set, spike, and a point. and it's been highly entertaining. 2-2 here in the opening set. To serve for Humboldt, Sadie Waldorf. Longest rally so far, but it's denied at the net. Good defensive play by Mia Schluter, the 5'10" senior outside hitter, as she is good hitting as well as blocking.
Humboldt ready, able to put up the double block in the middle, shutting it down.
A strong serve and running out of room. Hot pursuit by Belle Cotton, but there's only so much room you can go to get that volleyball.
2 momentum building plays. You get a stuff block and then an ace.
4-2 our score. Ball popped up, Humboldt with a good swing. It's hit off the hands, and the momentum officially on Humboldt's side right now. Again, they're coming off arguably one of the bigger upsets in the history of Iowa high school volleyball at the state tournament, knocking off the #1 seed yesterday in dramatic 5-set fashion, as all the momentum after beating #1 Western Christian yesterday.
Side out for Davenport Assumption, needing to stop that run from the Wildcats. They go to their middle, a strong presence. She finds that deep corner.
Now a chance to string some points together. Davenport Assumption. Carson Kelly, so good at making sure she gets her teammates involved. She's the senior setter for the Knights. 727 assists. A look at Coach Greg Cotton. Coach Cotton in his second year coaching at Davenport Assumption. Coach Cotton, 4 years coaching overall, second year at Davenport Assumption. He really loves the team chemistry this group has built. As Emmy Burkhart to serve. Denied, but it goes out of bounds off the hands of the block of Durr.
Number 13, Schluter on the outside for Humboldt. She saw that double block in front of her, kept that swing high, able to tool it off of the block. That means it hits the block's hands and then it goes out of bounds.
That serve misses. And it's a free point side out for the Knights. And a tight opening first set, 6-6. You're tuned in to Class 3A championship match here on Iowa PBS. A lot of play above the net. And a point, 2 contacts called, saying they didn't cleanly lift the ball.
Humboldt a little out of sorts. There was some miscommunication on that play. Some players looking at each other. Are you gonna take it? Am I gonna take it? It ends with a ball handling error.
And almost a service ace for Davenport Assumption. Good up in the back row there by Burkhart. And nailing it down at that back golden corner. And Davenport Assumption on a run now. It's a game of momentum, isn't it, Beth?
It absolutely is. Number 17, Belle Cotton for Assumption. She brings the power. Look at this swing going from the left pin all the way to the cross-court deep corner.
That pass pretty tight to the net. Setter dumps it over. The outside. Patience on this. And now it's tooled out of bounds. Another opportunity where the block was there, but hit it so hard it goes off the hands and out of bounds. And Humboldt said, let's regroup here. Head coach Kara Waldorf, in her 3rd season as head coach, calls a timeout. Well, don't miss a minute of today's championship action. You can catch the live stream. Catch it on YouTube and iowapbs.org. The crew putting in a long day Bringing you all the sights and sounds from Extreme Arena here in Coralville. And we're having a lot of fun. Well, Beth, this is kind of what we expected in the early going, feeling out the opponent. There's got to be some early jitters. A lot of these players have not played on a stage like this before.
They're playing their third match in Extreme Arena, so they're getting more comfortable with the court, but they've changed setup today, right? So in the first quarterfinals and the semifinals, those opening days, they had 2 courts running. There's different fans cheering, there's whistles, 1 main court now. All eyes are on them, and you're right, it takes a little bit to calm down, get comfortable, scout out your opponent.
Trying to settle in this first set, find rhythm. Serve, receive needs to be on point. Tempo, communication, it's loud in here. You gotta know where your teammates are. Can't be running into each other. That ball sails out of bounds. It was a great swing, but it goes out of bounds. And right after the first timeout we've seen by Humboldt, how do their players respond? Immediately getting the point and the side out.
Just what every coach wants out of a timeout, for your team to execute, get that ball back on the serve.
Powerful punch. The block was there, but it didn't matter. Didn't stand a chance. The set right on the money, and you see Piper Hodge. She's the 5'5" sophomore libero. She's wearing a different color uniform top. We'll talk about that throughout the broadcast. She's a defensive player, and each team has a libero or libero, pronounced tomato. So important to each of the team's back row defense.
It's the anchor in the back row. We have defensive specialists who sub in to help with serve, receive, and defense, and that libero who can serve and stay in a good bit of time, basically all but 1 serving rotation. So they rely heavily on that libero position.
Well, you see a one-handed up attempt by the libero of Humboldt's Claire Dielman. Team leader, you see her wearing the yellow top jersey. Team leader with 262 digs. Had a team high 19 digs in the semifinal victory over Western Christian. 11-8 our score, make it 11-9. Great placement on that swing.
Wonderful vision to know that the line was open. That approach was coming inside. It looked like she was gonna go cross. Turns back, line, gets the kill.
Nice pass, here's the set. Quick hitter to the middle hitter. Blocked, and it's down and in for the point. That's about as textbook as you can, except, hold on, somebody's in the net. Can't do that.
They were so excited, a fantastic block setup. But in that front row, you need to stay clean. You've got to keep your arms, hands, forearms, everything out of the top of the tape. And unfortunately, some contact with either the top or the net coming down.
Both teams now in double digits. A service error as the ball sails deep and out of bounds by Jazzy Dodd. And now a chance for Davenport Assumption to build on their lead. You might be wondering, now what in the world is Greg Cotton doing? He's sending signals, kind of like a third base coach in softball or baseball. He's telling where to serve the ball, right?
There are zones on the court. So a volleyball court is divided up into 6 zones, and your coach is going to give you a number, some sort of signal to tell you where they want you to serve, what zone, and also potentially as you get higher level, if they want you to go in between a zone, right? Serve a seam, serve in between players. So there's strategy all throughout a match, definitely with serving as well.
We saw head coach Kara Waldorf do the same, as she's in her 3rd season as the head coach for Humboldt, doing a tremendous job. A 2-point lead for the Knights, and a quick side out by Humboldt. Again, 33-6 overall. The Wildcats. Coach loves the chemistry that they have. Historic season, won the first ever match at state, won every conference match in a straight set out of the North Central Conference. confidence, 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 as it should be. They swept number 4 Cherokee in the quarterfinals, 16, 15, and 21.
Back and forth rally. We saw great effort on both sides. Assumption able to get a kill, made the setter on Humboldt side take that first ball, and no one able to run it down to keep it alive.
Burkhart with a beautiful serve, almost an ace, and what a hit! Rising to the occasion, Olivia Goodell. A 5'10" senior, she leads the team in kills and blocks. Look at this vertical and look at that swing.
Started with a great pass from the libero, and then just running that 2-ball, that semi-high ball in the middle, but turning back to her left. Finding the court.
Blocked, but out of bounds. Smart decision. Swinging into the hands. And now serving Ella Durr. Durr leads the team with 37 aces. Leads the team in kills, leads the team in blocks for Davenport Assumption. Went right off the shoulder, right down the line. You got to get out of the way of that one. A lot of heat on that volleyball.
What a fantastic swing from Works. You mentioned it, straight down the line. That can be a tough angle as a right side. If you're a right-handed player, you got to let that set cross your shoulder and then swing directly down the line.
Kendall Works, a 5'7" senior right side hitter. 140 kills on the season. A lot of weapons on these two teams. And it's anybody's match, anybody's set right here, as we're at about just past the halfway point of this opening set. Play to 25, win by 2. Violation against Humboldt. And a free point for Davenport Assumption.
Setter for Humboldt, number 9, is currently back row, and so you saw that ball go over above the plane of the net. So as a back row setter, needing to stay below the plane to keep it on your side there, can't go over. That's what the violation was called.
Love the hustle. Diving into the scores table. Hot pursuit of that volleyball. Quick set, and there she is again. Kendall Works going to work. Holy buckets! Calm, collected, and cool.
We talked about the Wildcats needing to distribute offensively, and Works is stepping up. We've seen fantastic swings from a variety of players, but right now, Kendall Works, wow.
Beth, she's 5'7".
Exactly. She's got some ups, she's got some power, and she's got some confidence, which is more important than anything.
Momentum officially shifted to Humboldt's side. Here's a look at that last swing, and that's gonna make the score 17-16. Hey, Davenport Assumption, they still have the lead, but they're gonna use one of their 2 timeouts right now here in set 1 of this Class 3A championship match. Beth West, Eric Braley on the call, as we will bring you the 3A, 2A, and 1A championships. Well, you can stay connected with Iowa PBS Sports no matter where you're watching from. Join the conversation. Follow us on Facebook and X. Just use the hashtag Iowa PBS Sports to enjoy the championships with other fans that are tuning in. There's a lot of fans in Extreme Arena enjoying this. And I know a lot of people tuning in across the state and worldwide as well, able to tune into this broadcast. Who has the advantage right now, Beth?
That's a tough question, Eric. When it's 17-16 first set, advantage is tough to decide. I like the initial response out of the timeout, but man, that defense.
Hammer time. Again, the block was there, but so strong. A perfect pass and set. Here's another look.
Out of the middle, Number 11, Robbins, going one-on-one there, turning it. Great connection between Carson Kelly, the setter, and the middle. It takes timing. You talked about having a good pass to start it, and then as a setter, the vision to find your hitter.
A couple minor injuries. Piper Hodge getting tended to by the athletic trainer. Kendall Works took a volleyball off the chin. Now, you can use any part of the body to keep the ball off the court. You can kick it up. You can use your knee, your behind, whatever. Keep that ball off the court. That's the bottom line. Beautiful block, timed it perfect. Works was so far back, she didn't really have the angle to hit down on the ball.
Trying to use the back row attack option with Works. She's rotated to the back, but you're right, she was pretty far off, had to reach for it, and the block was prepared.
Going right at the middle, and the Wildcats unable to be there, and now the advantage to Davenport Assumption.
Assumption really utilizing their middles throughout all of set one, pushing middle there, finding her wherever she is on the court. It wasn't a fast, hard swing, but placement, able to get it down for the Knights.
And the Knights are looking strong, picking up a head of steam right now as they look to close out set number one. They lead by 5, and they only need 4 more points. Second and final timeout called by Humboldt now.
The last timeout we were talking about, it was 16-17. Now all of a sudden, just like that, snap your fingers, 21-16. Things can change quickly in the sport of volleyball.
Let's listen in to Humboldt's huddle.
Okay, so don't let them have that cross court. Make sure that you're playing defense on line every time, but we cannot give them one blocker. They will terminate every single time, okay? Make sure, Addie, you do have that dump if you need it, okay? Try it, put them out of system, do something different. Make sure that you're staying in, don't get too far out, pinch in a little bit. Okay, hey, we gotta get a pass. Jazzy, why don't you come down and pass and you shift over to right back. 1, 2, 3, all cats. Mia, be ready to sub in, okay?
We appreciate Kara Waldorf in her 3rd season leading Humboldt, allowing us to put a microphone on her so we can listen in and bring you, the viewers, a glimpse of what she's saying strategy-wise.
Appreciate her calm demeanor, giving clear instructions and strategy to her team, telling them we need to get double blocks up, we need to pass well, and then change it up on offense, throw something different, and her team responds. Out of the timeout, getting a kill from the outside.
Mark that point right there. Can Humboldt use it? Now that's 2 in a row. A service ace. We haven't seen many of those in this 3A championship thus far. Jazzy Dodd, the 5'8" sophomore outside hitter, ranks 3rd in kills, but right now trying to kill the ball behind the service line. One-handed up attempt by Bielman, not there. Love the placement, pushing it toward the far sideline.
Again, Robbins in the middle for Assumption. As a middle, being up, being available, she's on time, and then she just sees the court, tips it right over.
Piper Hodge wanting to attempt to serve out. Davenport Assumption can sense it. Humboldt gets a cross-court kill.
If Humboldt can find the openings in the backcourt, Assumption seems to run a little bit of a modified defense in the backcourt, 2 main defenders, and so there's a lot of space, but you got to get through the block, and you got to be really strategic in where you're placing your swing.
If you get through the front row, there are opportunities. Unable to get through the front row there for the Knights. That time they do, and it makes it a 23-19 score.
Credit to Carson Kelly, Assumption setter, using her athleticism to save that second ball so tight to the net, puts it just in the hands of her middle. Easy play to hit it across.
Humboldt, not much room for mistakes here. Tip over the block. Assumption Good swing, nobody home in the back row, and that brings up set point. Reading the body language for Davenport Assumption, the number 2 ranked team in Class 3A. A whistle and Assumption.
Assumption in the net on their block, getting so excited, really wanting to finish set 1. But again, got to stay clean, out of the net, be controlled in your blocking movements.
Serving it is Waldorf. Right down, and there it is, the final score of the opening set, 25-20. That opening set had a little bit of everything, but Davenport Assumption pulled away when they needed to. They lead 1-0 in the series. Back with more from Extreme Arena in Coralville. You're watching high school volleyball on Iowa PBS.
Coming up on the next episode of Iowa Life, we'll meet a Marine pilot who flew the final mission out of Vietnam. Celebrate the commissioning of the USS Iowa.
Officers and crew of the USS Iowa, board our boat and bring her to life.
And we'll meet the Tri-State Women Warriors. All that and more on a special Veterans Day edition of Iowa Life.
Tuesdays at 6:30 and Sundays at 10:30 on Iowa PBS.
On the next Road Trip Iowa, we're traveling the Western Skies Scenic Byway. We discover Iowa's cultural and agricultural heritage. From the rolling bluffs of lush soil to a pastoral landscape dotted with splashes of color.
I love the colors. It's really beautiful, Charlene.
With stops at the many hidden gems along the way. Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. and Saturday at 9 a.m.
25-20 Davenport Assumption. The Knights defeat the Humboldt Wildcats in the first set, but we're just getting started. A short little break before set 2 begins. And here's a look. This week, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union held their 2nd annual Volleyball Future Champions Youth Clinic Series right here in Coralville. Led by varsity high school coaches from around the state, the clinic gives middle school girls a taste of the state tournament experience. With expanded capacity and overwhelming demand, the event sold out. Guess how long it took? 2 minutes, and it was sold out. Better bookmark this event for next year, as it is in popular demand. The growth of volleyball in Iowa, over 11,000 girls participate statewide. Here's a look at the schedule. Ankeny Centennial and Waukee Northwest. That was a fun one. Congratulations. Waukee Northwest won that one in 3. North Scott won in 4 over Sioux Center. They are your Class 4A champion. We're currently in the Class 3A match between Humboldt and Davenport Assumption. And still to come, Beth and I will take you home until we're all said and done. Hinton versus Denver at 4:45. That will start Class 2A. And then Janesville versus St. Ansgar, Class 1A. It's the final day of volleyball here in the state of Iowa. What are your thoughts on what we just saw in that opening set?
Both teams came out strong. They got settled back and forth. We saw some lead changes throughout set 1. Both teams hitting very well. Humboldt at 333, Assumption 471. That is amazing hitting percentage.
Wow.
We saw fantastic swings out of the middle from Assumption and a more balanced offense from Humboldt, getting their middle, outside, and oh yeah, that right side Kendall works involved. So really great things from both sides, but Assumption's ability to side out efficiently, stopping the runs, allowed them to pull away late in the set and win 25-20.
Let's try and put this in perspective. A 4.71 attack percentage. It's like a batting average in softball or baseball. Very efficient. 18 kills, only 2 errors on 34 attempts. I mean, Humboldt, very good at 333. 16 kills, only 4 errors on 36 attempts. I didn't see as high level of defense It was a very explosive offensive performance in the first set.
I would agree. Strong offense, taking a variety of shots too. That was the fun part. It wasn't all tips. It wasn't all roll shots. We got some power in there. So good variety. That's what these teams are going to need to continue in set 2.
Both setters doing a good job distributing the volleyball. Has a number of players for either team with 3 or more kills, but Ella Durr, she's number 10. Keep an eye on her for Davenport Assumption. Wearing the scarlet, red, black, and white. She has 7 kills, hitting 600. All right, a 2-1 lead. There's Ella. Number 1 on the team in aces, number 1 on the team in kills, number 1 on the team in blocks. She's a senior. Super talented. Setter dump. Trying to catch the Knights off guard, but it's quickly returned for a point. Last touched by Humboldt.
Good idea from Humboldt, mixing it up. Waldorf sending it over on 2. Great defense, though, from Assumption to pick it up. And Carson Kelly, their setter, says, hey, I like that idea. Let me send it over on 2. She's successful.
Again, you can use any part of your body to keep it up off the court. And then a big swing by the middle. Just set it up there and get out of the way. Adeline Goodell, she has 244 kills heading into the state tournament.
Just a sophomore, but great size in 6'1", and just that court awareness on where to put the ball.
Well, Beth, early on in this second set, you know, coaches potentially thinking of maybe some adjustments of where do we serve for targets? Do we try and do anything with tempo, any blocking schemes? It's tough because there's not a lot of time to scout, and a lot of these schools have never played against each other.
Exactly. You're coming in a little bit blind, having to adjust on the fly. That's the fun of it, though. Mid-match, mid-set adjustments, being able to execute those. We saw Humboldt in set 1 having some success down the line. I would want them to continue that both on the outside and right side. And Assumption, offensively, getting success out of their middles. So those would be 2 things that pop out from set 1 that you would want them to continue. But again, they're going to make some changes.
You will see some substitutions and things, but it's not like other sports where you do a lot of substitutions. But every player, whether they're on the court or on the bench, so valuable to the team's success just to get to this championship match. Humboldt needed that point. They get the side out. And here's Addie Waldorf, the sophomore setter, leading the team in aces. That means she is a tough server. She had 47 on the season. That one just lands in. Humboldt let it go, thought that it was going to go long, but it just grabs that back service line.
As an outside hitter, kind of holding her breath, seeing if it was going to paint the end line, and it did for Assumption.
In system, off the hands, but there, like she always is the libero. Humboldt quickly has an answer.
Works on the right side, pressing over the net, but making sure she's angling it in, sealing the net so that when the ball ricochets back onto their side, it lands in. So quality block, fun to see that. Unfortunately for Humboldt, not able to sustain that into a run.
Now, I watched you play Division I volleyball. Talk about closing the block, reading the setter. You know, blocking, it's a science, it's an art form.
It is an art. There's a lot of movement in blocking, and
there's another one.
Perfect chance for us to further explain. As a middle blocker, you are moving pin to pin, side to side, left to right. And so when we say close the block as a middle, you are moving to close and stand next to, jump next to, press your arms next to either your left side or your right side so you can get that double block. And when it's closed, you think just like a door, you can't get through it. Just like a wall, there's no holes, there's no seams. Close it, seal it. press your hands over, get that stuff blocked.
And on that last one, only one player was up for a block, as Olivia Goodell was the only player up, and that's tough to be a brick wall as only one player. Well, another kill for Works. Here's a look. It's now 9-6. It's a back set. Gets it through the block, and a point for Humboldt.
Works that time using the top part of the blocker's hand. So even though she hit the block, she kept it high enough, not hitting low into the meat of the block, keeping it high and tooling it off their arms.
The libero, Piper Hodge, so calm. She's just a sophomore. Such an integral member of this team with that back row defense and those strong serves. You can just see the look inside that huddle, trying to lift each other up. It all starts with a good pass. And for Assumption, it all starts with a good serve. Little miscommunication. Fortunate to have that ball pop over the net. Quick set middle, but they're going to say in the net is the violation. But the point goes to Humboldt.
A lot of scramble. There was some out-of-system plays, bouncing off the net, getting close. Both teams able to keep it alive. Humboldt with a really strong swing out of the middle. Ended up being a net violation. Either way, a point for the Wildcats.
Now, another mistake for the Knights, and a mini run being assembled by Humboldt here. Works. Little ping pong action above the nylon. And winning. You don't have to bump set Spike. You can slam it back if you want to.
Assumption staying active at the net. All of those ping pong, like you said, opportunities back and forth. Assumption staying disciplined to make sure they own that net.
Block in full effect for the Knights. And we're going to see a timeout called by Humboldt right now. The largest lead of the match. Davenport Assumption up 13-8, and they lead the series 1-0. Well, as you may have heard, Congress recently cut $3.5 million in federal funding to Iowa PBS. It's the largest one-time cut in our 55-year history, affecting 18% of our budget. These funds help maintain our statewide network, delivering trusted local programs to every corner of Iowa. Despite the challenge, we're committed to our mission to educate, inform, enrich, and inspire. Thank you for watching and supporting public media. Please consider a gift to Friends of Iowa PBS today by scanning the QR code on your screen, or call the phone number on your screen, 800-728-2828. Thank you for your support. 13-8. Beth West and Eric Braley and the outstanding Iowa PBS crew, as it's the Class 3A championships. Set one was back and forth, but a 25-20 victory for Davenport Assumption. And off the hands and out of bounds.
Assumption owning that net right now, getting a lot of great touches. That time Humboldt was prepared to cover their hitter, but then that second ball not able to set it up to their hitter. Need to keep covering though. Those blocks are going to come from the Knights.
Way to be on your toes on both sides of the net, but again, not wasting any time at all as Ella Durr She's closing in on double-digit kills already.
Over dig from the Wildcat side. Made for a nice swing to put it away, but an error. Again, wanting to build that momentum, stacking points, continue to build that margin. Now Humboldt trying to get back in set 2.
Humboldt, the town, population about 5,000. A great following here as they celebrate that point. From Humboldt County in north central Iowa. Some famous people from there. Kevin Dresser, the head wrestling coach at Iowa State. Frank Gotch, world heavyweight wrestling champion from 1908 to 1915. There's actually an 11-foot bronze statue in Bicknell Park on the east bank of the Des Moines River of Frank Gotch. And Theodore Garfield, the second longest serving justice of the Iowa Supreme Court from 1941 to 1969. It's 191 miles from Humboldt to Coralville, about 3 hours on the nose for him to get here.
3 hours, and they have a fantastic crowd, great community support, lots of students. We're seeing a lot of blue in the arena for Humboldt, trying to will their team to come back here in set 2.
That ball hit out of bounds, and it'll be a point for Assumption. If you get a chance, you need to check out the Liberty Fountain that's there, built in 1917. It's the same famed builder, the Grotto of the Redemption in West Bend. Needing points, and there's one. You got to chip away when you're down 7, don't you?
You got to start somewhere, and then as a team, you need to fight together. So great pass, connection in the middle. Adeline Goodell turning back to her left to get that kill. Now build on it, fight for each other.
Humboldt's dug a hole, but there's 2 points in a row. Davenport Assumption, hey, they have the luxury. They have the lead. You can trade point for point, but you got to finish. If you're Assumption, you'd hate to drop this one. You want to go up 2-0 in this Class 3A final. Blocked again, denied at the net. The block perfect as Waldorf teaming up there, and head coach Kara Waldorf in her 3rd season loves that defense.
The energy is building from a middle kill to an ace to a stuff block. That run ends, but the Wildcats need to forget it, move along, get this first swing side out. Great job from Assumption, though, staying calm. Now they're looking to go on their own run.
Erin Robbins, number 11, the 6'1" senior middle hitter, checks in. A service error. So a couple of mistakes back-to-back, an equalizer. And now in the rotation, back to serve is Addie Waldorf. She's the sophomore setter who leads the team in aces. Good up, where's it gonna land though? And that's a freebie, an easy point, reaching up and slamming it down for Erin Robbins, who I had just mentioned, 148 kills. And look how easy this was as it just hangs there. It's almost like a free set to her as there is no block in front of her.
And you say it's easy, but as a blocker, when it is so high and it's coming from the other side, you got to stay out of the net. You got to stay on your plane so you're not pressing over. So I got to give her a little bit more credit, Eric, but she made it look easy. You are right.
Judging where the ball's going to go, and I am just so impressed how these student athletes get as close as possible to the net without touching the net. That's hours and hours of practice. Well, Assumption putting a run together and now extending the lead back up to 7. Here's a look from our net camera. Blocks leading to points, leading to Humboldt's second and final timeout. Let's listen in to the Humboldt Wildcat huddle.
Did you guys earn to be out here? Yes. Then get it together and get out there. We are not playing our game of volleyball. We need to cover every play. We do not let balls drop. You guys are grinders. You guys are scrappy. I am not seeing any of that out there. We aren't reacting. We aren't covering. We aren't doing the basics of volleyball right now. You guys, something's got to change. You guys still have this. You can come back. We've come back for more than this. But if you just keep letting them railroad you and just standing on coverage, not going for balls, Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Wildcats.
A quick note, we appreciate Kara Waldorf allowing us to put the microphone on her. The reason we're not going inside the Davenport Assumption's huddle, Coach Greg Cotton, you see him there, he said, I don't want to wear a mic. So that's why we're not going in, listening inside the Knights huddle there. Yeah, she's trying to fire up her team, trying to get the most out of them. They came back and look how they respond.
Great response. She fired them up, talking about covering their hitters, making sure they're scrappy, grinding, giving all-out effort. This is the state championship match. When else are you wanting to give full effort? It's right now.
Gracie Johnson, the 5'6" junior DS serving. Blocked, and that's, oh, it goes out of bounds though. So Assumption now just needs 3 points.
One-on-one. The left side blocker for Humboldt going against the right side. Thought she had a stuff, but just wide for the Assumption point.
Look at that effort, laying out for it. Look at that, have to hit it over on this contact. Can't fault the hustle.
Exactly, such hustle to track it down, stay on her feet, get that ball up on the second touch, and then a miscommunication. Again, you kind of see your teammate out of the corner of your eye, and is she going, am I going, are we gonna collide? And unfortunately, it drops for the Knights.
A miscue on the set. Timing, everything in the sport of volleyball.
When an error like that occurs, when there's miscommunication, you don't want it to snowball into other errors. And I think on that next point, there was a little bit more of a hesitation on that tip where it kind of snowballed.
A miscue, you want to serve aggressive, but a little too hard on that serve, and it sails deep and out of bounds for Dielman. And now it's a 6-point lead as head coach Greg Cotton looks on. He's only coached for 4 years, 2 of them at Davenport Assumption. So you have 2 young coaches. Waldorf, Kara Waldorf in her 3rd season coaching total, and head coach Greg Cotton in his 4th season. The future is bright for both these coaches and both these schools.
Greg Cotton as an assistant with Assumption last year, now taking over the head coaching position and taking them to a state championship match. A really good first head coach season with the Knights.
So this is set point, and now it is 2-0. Davenport Assumption, the Knights, number 2 in the state of Iowa, flexing their muscles. But I tell you what, folks, don't go anywhere. Humboldt, they came back yesterday in dramatic fashion. Can they do it again today in the 3A championship? Stick around to find out. You're watching high school volleyball here on Iowa PBS.
Being an Iowan and thinking about Iowa PBS, I think it really allows me to understand more about my state, and that our state is full of a rich culture, various types of landscapes, and a lot of types of events that are fun places to go visit and experience. I would tell somebody considering becoming a member that it's worth it, because Iowa PBS satisfies my curiosity about learning. It brings Iowa to the world as well.
Settled before Iowa was a state, Davenport tells the tale of community, culture, and trade along the banks of the Mississippi River. A variety of architectural movements are preserved in Davenport in structures designed for civic and commercial life. Join Iowa PBS as we explore the arts and the architecture within the historic buildings of Iowa, Davenport.
Coming to Iowa PBS, December 2nd.
Davenport Assumption looking strong right now. They're in the driver's seat, 25-20, 25-17. Beth West joining me, Eric Braley here as we sit courtside. What are you seeing here in this 3A final?
Assumption is tough. They came to play. They are owning the net, controlling it with blocks. Really good offense from their middles as well. Humboldt has a tough task if they want to take the next 3 and push it to 5.
All right, let's take a look at some of those highlights from the first 2 sets. And here are some set 1 highlights. It was a tight one. And again, it was not until the very end when Davenport Assumption went on that little run to pull away, but the story was 7 kills for Ella Durr in that opening set.
Assumption has size in the front row. They have power. They're putting that on display, and their experience shows late in the sets as well.
Here's a look at upcoming high school sports. If you like sports, if you like high school sports, this is the place to be. Football, November 21st and 22nd from the Unidome in Cedar Falls. Girls wrestling on February 6th. Boys wrestling on February 21st. Girls basketball. Wonder what the weather will be like for that. March 6th and 7th. And of course, taking over as bringing you not only the girls championships, as Iowa PBS has done that for many years, but now bringing you the Iowa boys championships as well. We talked about how great the crew is in the production truck, running cameras, and just a lot goes into the sights and sounds of a high-level broadcast of championships. Okay, so Beth, keys to the match that we had heading into this. How is Humboldt doing so far?
For Humboldt, we wanted them to distribute the offense, and we've seen multiple hitters. We've got 6 from the middle, 7 kills from Schluter on the outside, works on the right side. So they're doing a little bit of that. But the second one, that momentum, we wanted them to carry over that momentum from their 5-set win over Western Christian yesterday. But Davenport Assumption, man, they are tough. They are putting an end to that momentum right now.
And Davenport Assumption, again, they've been here before. This is something they're familiar with, as they swept number 7 Mid-Prairie on Wednesday in the quarterfinals, 25-19, 25-10, 25-15, and then number 16 Kemper Catholic in 4 yesterday. It's their 12th straight tournament appearance and their 8th straight trip for the second-ranked Davenport Assumption Knights. Currently leading 2-0. If they win this set, they are your 3A champion. And if they make plays like that, they're going to be tough to stop.
Textbook, just pure textbook from a serve-receive pass. Great set from Carson Kelly to her middle. Quick set in the front. Love it.
The set a little bit behind, but it doesn't matter. Able to reach all the way back. I don't know how she got that good of a swing, considering where the ball was placed, but it's a point nonetheless.
Graves on the outside for the Knights. Changes the pace of it. She reached it initially, and then the off speed in the middle. Her teammate, though, with the service error to give it back to the Wildcats.
Well, I talked about how Humboldt, town of about 5,000, Davenport from Scott County on the Mississippi River on the eastern border of Iowa. Population 102,000, making it Iowa's 3rd most populous city after Des Moines and Cedar Rapids. But Davenport Assumption High School opened in 1958. They have about 400 to 450 students enrolled from grades 9 through 12. And it's about 60 miles from Davenport to Coralville. 1 hour drive, nice and easy. Obviously, there's numerous schools in Davenport with a city of 102,000. I like the decision to be aggressive as a setter, but you try and disguise it and just unable to pull it off. As you see head coach Greg Cotton, and now a look at the student athletes of Humboldt. 4-2. Davenport Assumption with the lead, representing the Mississippi Athletic Conference, the MAC. Humboldt, royal blue and gold out of the North Central Conference. They won every match in straight sets. A historic season, winning their first ever match at state. A service error and a free point to the Wildcats. Just thinking of Humboldt, the momentum from reaching the state final for the first time in school history, likely to build for the future. Increased attention from the community, possibly greater participation, numbers increase with younger players going out.
They've got a good number of seniors on this Humboldt team, but also some quality sophomores who are going to continue this into the future, building that team, like you said, building the interest and excitement from younger students in the community to say, hey, let's get our program back to state again year after year.
It will be worth watching to see how the Wildcats perform, not only today in this 3A championship, getting big plays like that, but also in future season, sustaining success, challenging for state titles, continuing to grow that sport. Again, under third season head coach Carol Waldorf. Another kill for Kendall Works. Well, they're going to have to do it without a strong senior class, though, and one of them is number 18, Kendall Works.
Using her high contact on the right side, putting it in the middle of the Assumption defense, middle back, but nobody home. Great response from the Knights. Cotton on the outside. We talked about before that she can bring some power.
She's a fun one.
There's a little bit of pace on her swing. She likes to really wind up and take a swing at it, and we're here for it. Swing away.
And she's number 2 on the team in digs, showing how she can play really any position all the way around.
The fun part about volleyball, if you are a 6 rotation player, you get a swing and block in the front row, jumping all around, and then you rotate to the back. You need to have a good quality serve and then play really relentless defense as well for your team. So putting to use all of the skills when you get those 6 rotations.
Speaking of rotation, in the rotation now comes Gracie Johnson. There's a look at Gracie, a 5'6" junior DS to serve. A 9-6 lead for Davenport Assumption. They won the first set 25-20. They took the second set 25-17. Off the hands and down for a point. Attack, 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 and Erin Robbins with another kill. She has 8 kills in that balanced offensive attack.
You can tell how comfortable that the Knights are with their setter middle connection. Kelly easily pushes it to her middle in transition. Both middles, Robbins and her, and able to get a lot of production from the middle for Davenport Assumption.
The crowds, the student sections from both schools trying to make an impact, as it's anybody's set here in the early goings of set 3. Somehow kept alive. They got to hit it over, and they do on third contact. Big swing, and that one got through. The block was there.
Block was there, a little bit of movement, maybe those arms going high and off the net rather than pressing and sealing the net. Therefore, it's able with power to hit off their hands and still bounce on the other side. Point for the Wildcats.
Back row swing, and it just sails deep. Smart decision by the Knights to get out of the way and let that one sail by. And you got to take chances if you're Humboldt here. You can't just doink it over, right?
You got to swing, you got to be strategic, find those places, but it starts with defense, so needing great defense to keep those rallies going. And part of that, when you're in serve receive, a great first pass, which we just saw, allows the Wildcats to run their middle, and look what it results in, a side out.
Side out point and a chance to serve aggressively. Jazzy Dodd Number 3 on the team in kills, the sophomore outside hitter. And a point for something. They're just so quick.
So tough to defend the middles for the Knights. It's almost automatic. I know that's a word that in volleyball is not to be used lightly, right? Automatic, but the middles are so effective for Davenport Assumption.
You just don't have enough time to get the block set up because that exchange, the quick handoff from the setter to your middle, and then if there's only one blocker there, you go left, you can go right. There's so many options.
You think of decision making a lot when you think of a setter in volleyball, but there's so much decision making as a blocker in the front row. The middle having to commit and follow and move, but then also those pin hitters left and right making decisions on when, and quick decisions on when they're going to double and move, and they definitely need to help block the middle when you're playing against Assumption.
3-point difference here in the third. Davenport Assumption leads it 2-0. Beth West and Eric Braley on the call for this one. Got that one through. Again, the block was there, but somehow muscling the ball through is Jazzy Dodd. Here's another look at it. How in the world does the ball get through off the hands of Carson Kelly? And Kelly, so good. She's the senior setter. She has 43 blocks on the year. You love when a setter's big enough to put up a good block.
Yeah, great size out of Kelly. Moves well as the setter, chasing down balls to distribute to her team. But don't count out these Wildcats. They are within one. Their energy has risen. Their effort is elevating. They are trying to tie and take a lead here in set 3.
You have to believe, and if you're Davenport Assumption, you do not want to give them any belief or any chance, as you don't want this to go 4 or 5.
Exactly. Siding out efficiently is key for Assumption. Get that ball back into your server's hands. Play defense. Keep that margin. They want to take it in 3.
Well, the semifinal win over number 1 Western Christian yesterday, about 24 hours ago, really shows Humboldt the team can handle high-pressure situations. They were down 2-1. They came back. The experience, I think, pretty valuable going forward, whether it's today, whether it's in another sport or in life.
Such a confidence booster, knowing that together you can accomplish so much. You can fight together against a powerhouse program like Western Christian, and then using that as motivation. We're seeing these Wildcats, they believe right now. They believe.
Did you say something? I can't hear you, Beth.
I know, it is rocking in this arena right now. It is so tough to hear. We love the energy.
Well, it's also rocking with college wrestling, rising from the ashes for a 2nd consecutive season. It's college wrestling. The heart of the mat beats in the great state of Iowa. Catch the grit, catch the glory in the champions of tomorrow. Featuring the Iowa Hawkeye women, the Iowa State Cyclone men, NAIA Division 2 and 3. We don't know who the camera operators will be, but as well as some double headers. Join us as college wrestling coverage returns again this December on Iowa PBS. As you can see, starting December 11th at the Waukee Northwest High School, all the way through February 3rd. Check program schedules, check websites, follow Iowa PBS on social media for coverage. So, 14-14 is our score. It's a must-win situation for the number 5 Humboldt Wildcats, and the run continues.
Things are going on the side of Humboldt. Serve off the top of the tape. Sometimes that's the worst, and it's an error, but they've got momentum, and so it falls over for the ace.
Assumption needs a point inside out in the worst way here. kept alive. Good swing. Taking control. Was it touched? Yes, it was. That's a real difficult decision there. Do I play it or let it go? The official said she touched it. You be the judge.
Cotton on the outside. I couldn't tell from that angle if she hit it off the blocker's hand, but it definitely looked like it hit the defender on the Wildcat side. And you're right, it's a split-second decision to analyze, did my teammate touch it? Do I have to go for it? And then where am I on the court to defend?
Blocked and down for the point. Kendall Works, Jazzy Dodd, and Humboldt with the lead. Have not said that much here in the 3A championship. Humboldt Wildcats on top here in set 3.
Works, we talked about on the right side. She's just listed at 5'7", but her ability to elevate and then press over so that she's not getting tooled, that's the most important part. No need to go high, just press over. And it's rattled the outside hitters here for Assumption. When you get blocked, then you want to go around, you want to go higher. In your mind, you're thinking, I don't want to get blocked again, but stay aggressive, keep swinging.
Well, these hitters are not used to getting balls blocked or dug up against a lot of competition they faced in the regular season, as these two teams have been dominant. That's an example where that first point, Humboldt almost started celebrating, but the ball didn't hit the court, had to stick with it, and they did get the point. Now a 3-point advantage here in the third. Davenport Assumption needs to come together. Humboldt needs to keep the foot on the gas. And there is a service error that Assumption needed.
Assumption wanting to slow this down, quiet the crowd, run their offense, and to your point, Humboldt saying, no, let's go, go, go.
Big swing. The set was right on the money. Adeline Goodell, 244 kills, none this season. Bigger than that one. Back up by 3 with the serve. Jazzy Dodd. Excuse me, Kendall Works to serve. And a quick answer. Not power, placement.
Such a smart attack on the right side for the Knights. Not needing to hammer it, but seeing the opening right over the top of the block.
That one lands in. Again, similar situation. Do I play it or not? Head coach Greg Cotton thought maybe there might have been a touch at the net, not called. And now 20-17 our score. Again, it's a must-win situation for Humboldt. Defense leading to offense.
Assumption with the block at the net. Humboldt with an opportunity to cover that ball, give their hitters another chance, but a scramble situation, they're not able to control it.
That one's in. Using that sideline, using that corner, down the line, and now checking in will be Olivia Goodell.
We talk about in volleyball that corners are golden. You can't cover everything in the back court, and the corners tend to be open. We're seeing that here in set 3.
Timeout called. Let's listen in to Humboldt's huddle.
Play that so deep, the right side. They really haven't taken line at all, unless I miss. Nope. So make sure you're playing that tip, okay, in the back row. Make sure that you're taking that tip away. They're going to try to start working our defense, so you guys need to make sure to cover the middle zone. I want a triple block on the middle, okay? Make sure that you guys are getting outside of the blockers so that any tips or anything, work your way inside the court. You got to cover corners. Do not let one of these corner balls, they're going to push it to a corner. Do not let it. Stay on your toes and react. 1, 2, 3, Wildcats.
Humboldt out of the North Central Conference. Head coach Kara Waldorf in her 3rd season, and it's been a historic, record-breaking season. Can you take what she said and maybe, for some of our less educated volleyball viewers, talk about what
she mentioned putting up a triple block on Assumption's middles. Their middles have been so tough to defend. They're wanting to put their entire front row, all 3 blockers, up so they have a strong block. And then around that, she's telling her defenders, hey, you're going to have to cover the tips, because if their middles see a triple block, they're likely going to tip. They're not going to want to swing at it. So cover the tips, be on your toes, move, chase down that ball.
21-18 was the score when the timeout was called. 2 consecutive points by Assumption.
They're in the middle. She had 2, maybe 3. I didn't see if the Wildcats got that triple, but she stays high. She has good size at 6'3". She can contact high. She shouldn't be afraid of the block.
Very tough serve. The Knights trickle it down. 1, 2, 3 points in a row here in the 3rd to tie things up and force a timeout called by Humboldt. Wow! When they needed to, Assumption responded in this championship match.
They have experience, they have depth. We see just that coming through, the composure that they have, being down, fighting point by point to tie it up now. A game to 4. Are we going to get extra points, Eric? Are we going to go beyond 25?
It's all momentum shifts, runs of points, key plays that change the energy. Look at the body language, so intense. You have freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors on this final day of high school volleyball here in the state of Iowa in this Class 3A championship. A service ace, and that is now a 4-0 run by the Knights of Davenport Assumption, and now they are on top with the lead.
Serving seams, meaning you're serving in between players. You're making your opponent communicate, hoping that that's going to break down.
Tough serve, able to respond and get a kill out of it. Right down the line, 22 all.
Olivia Goodell out of the middle, senior, finding that corner again. She's up, she uses her vision, totally open in the corner. Great swing.
Back set middle, it's been effective all day, and it's effective again. Now 2 points away from a state title.
That's a blind set, a quick behind set to the middle. Carson Kelly, the Knights setter, so impressed with her abilities.
Now with the rotation though, Ella Durr is in the back row. A block! And now it brings up match point for Davenport Assumption, and the 2nd and final timeout for head coach Kara Waldorf called for Humboldt.
Things change so quickly. We keep talking about momentum because that's what volleyball is. It's so many runs, it's back and forth.
Well, relive this championship excitement. Share these moments with your family, friends, and neighbors. Visit iowapbs.org for archives of championship games anytime. Beth, we have been a part of Iowa PBS Volleyball Championships. Nothing beats it. If you're watching at home, if you're watching, streaming it on your phone or tablet, we're doing our best to put you here, but it's hard to describe how awesome and intense the environment is.
An amazing atmosphere, such a treat for these teams to play at the state tournament.
Match point, Davenport Assumption, the number 2 team in Class 3A with a serve. Humboldt knocks it over the net. The Knights set it up, blocked back. In system, the swing, and there it is. Davenport Assumption, the Knights are your 2025 Class 3A champions. Davenport Assumption finishes their year 28-7. Their only losses to larger schools, larger programs. And for Humboldt, making the state championship finals for the first time ever, finishing 33-7, conference champions, and a historic season, finishing state runner-up. Both these programs, coaches, student athletes, and communities should be proud of what these teams have accomplished this year.
So entertaining. 11 tie scores, 5 lead changes, 3-0 from Davenport Assumption, but there was a lot of great volleyball packed into those 3 sets.
Fans, please direct your attention to the court for the awards presentation. Presenting awards are members of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Board of Directors. Presenting awards to the 2025 Class 3A All-Tournament team is Executive Director Aaron Gerlich and Board Member Ron Fodness. Here is your Class 3A All-Tournament team for 2025. From Assumption Catholic, Aaron Robbins. From Humboldt, Eddie Woldorf. From Kemper Catholic, Eddie Entover. From Western Christian, Morgan Koyman. From Assumption Catholic, Carson Kelly. From Humboldt, Adeline Goodell. And your 2025 Class 3A All-Tournament Team Captain. From Assumption Catholic, Ella Durr. Fans, the Iowa Pork Producers would like to present their Top Producer Award for the 3A Championship match. Presenting the award is Taylor Anderson of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. This year's Top Producer of the 3A Championship match from Assumption Catholic is Carson Kelly. Now for our team awards. Fans, introducing your Class 3A runner-up, head coach Kara Waldorf and the Humboldt Wildcats. And it's been a long season, but they punched their ticket to get here today. They redeem it as your 2025 Class 3A champions, Coach Greg Cotton and the Assumption Catholic Knights. And now we'd like to recognize today's Quick Star of the game. For an outstanding performance in the championship match and leading your team to victory, Ella Durr complete the Class 3A bracket. Assumption fans, you're welcome to meet your team in the winner's circle.
Ella Durr puts Davenport Assumption, the Knights' name on the championship line. Well deserved as the Knights hoist the trophy and carry it over to their student section to celebrate. They join North Scott and Waukee Northwest as champions today. We'll be back with the 2A match and 1A match still to come today, as full coverage from Coralville, Iowa and Extreme Arena. Hinton and Denver at 4:45 here on Iowa PBS.
Funding provided by Fareway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fareway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fareway.com. And by
Musco Lighting is honored to support Iowa PBS. We're an Iowa company that lights local schools, community fields, and stadiums, arenas, and venues in more than 125 countries. While our reach is global, our commitment is local.
With our Iowa roots and Midwestern values, Farmers Mutual Hail is committed to offering innovative farm insurance for America's farmers, just as we have for 6 generations. Farmers Mutual Hail, America's crop insurance company.